inside of Israel, sort of officials and legislators and the IDF, of course, they're very open about, what they're doing to the Palestinian people, but externally facing when it comes to PR campaigns, when it comes to, free trips to Israel to see how wonderful it is, they are incredibly very handholdy with Americans, especially American influencers about, oh no, look, it's a shame. And if only other Arab countries could, absorb the Palestinians. And, it's funny how they switch, not code switch, but they switch their tune depending on who they're talking to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they also have these trips set up where you artificially meet Arabs, or that they call Israeli Arabs. Like in the act of saying Israeli Arab, that's Palestinians who have Israeli citizenship. They call Israeli Arabs,
Yeah.
and Bedouin, who they also uproot, who have they actually voluntarily sign up for the IDF, and they're still uprooted from their land. So there's no Hamas there. There's no any excuse, and they're still uprooted. Sephardi Jews, of Mizrahi Jews as well. Like I know we don't need to rehash all of this, but yeah, the propaganda.
Maybe, we don't, but we kind of like I just really like. Okay, just
I'm down.
Look, I know people of color who visited Israel on their PR trips, and they were straight up taken out of whatever group they were in because they were brown, and they were put in a separate line to be searched, and they were treated differently because someone thought they were Arab or Muslim. That's it.
Yeah.
And this is on the PR trip, and you're treating any person of color who goes on your PR trip differently. It's like, oh my God, you're supposed to act not racist when the Americans come around.
They're so in it, and so are we in many ways in this country, but like, they're so in it that it's not even seen. It's just security. That's it. Like it's everything's under that guise.
Right.
And if they treat, like when Bukharians came to Israel, they were also given a whole list of why, and North African Jews and Iraqi Jews and stuff came and basically were given. This is why a lot of the people who were kidnapped and killed in the South are brown Jews, where that's where they incentivize us to live around these areas that are dangerous, where rockets fall. So that's why a lot of my family have connections to people who are missing and who were killed, like the two elderly people who were killed in that home. They're Bukharian Jews, which is, we only have a couple of 100,000 people in the world. So the fact that there's so many Bukharian Jews there that were taken or killed is shaking our community. And
can you explain that a little bit? So you're basically saying that there's because you're saying that where Hamas was able to attack, there was a concentration of Jewish minorities.
The Gaza envelope is very, it's all around Gaza, and there's a line there, there's a fence, a militarized fence where they're not allowed to leave, and around that zone, just like every nation historically, every colonialist nation has buffers. And I'm not saying some people went in, or maybe though some people went in the back of a smoky room and said, let's put all the brown people here, but that could have happened, because there are historic things in Israel and the US everywhere that are like that. But there's a systemic thing that has Mizrahi, which is and North African and Sephardi Jews, Black Jews, somehow in all of the dangerous places in the West Bank as settlers, because they're fully subsidized and they're in poverty, so it helps them to live more affordably, and they're bought into the religious line. And then also around the Gaza envelope, in parts of Jerusalem that are more dangerous, we're all there. And it's a very powerful thing, because the scariest thing to Israel is during its establishment was that Jews, brown Jews like us, were like, nah, I'm Iraqi. I'm Iranian, and they're like, no, you're not safe there. And what they did was, there was a massacre in Iraq, for example, of Jews during the founding of Israel. And that caused a lot of Jews to finally leave to Israel, almost all of them. And then we found out that was actually Zionist groups dressed as Arabs that killed us, so that we move to their for their thing. So the greatest threat was that we brown Jews and Arab Jews and Muslim Jews would get together and be together. So it is in their interest to separate us and for us to be on the front lines of a lot of these things.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.